she's gone. Oh fuck! You bitch! God. My man. I just sneak by you. No. Made it. Nice. Alright. There's a note over here. Who would have ever dreamed? In the declining years of my life, I have someone more precious to me than any piece of art I can make. For all the evil that's come from me, this is finally something good. When she laughs and smiles, it fills my heart so much it overflows. We play and talk as we both learn from each other. There's not much time, so every moment has to count. Unlike my versions that came before her, the ones who called me their uncle, I'm proud to have her call me dad, because she truly is my daughter. Not sure about that, Joey, but okay. Whatever makes you happy. That. Pass and run.
Really?
Why are there so many bodies here? What were they doing here? What were they doing here? Subject 414. Don't like this.
Excuse me.
That's Henry
Sir?
Stein.
Can you help me?
You must be really lost to be asking me for help.
I'm Just looking for answers. About the Keepers, Wilson, the cycle. Anything could help.
What's your name?
Audrey. What's yours?
Honestly, I've almost forgotten. My name is Henry.
Henry.
You-
Henry Stein.
Been a prisoner long?
When the Keepers think you're a threat to their plans, they lock you away. Forever. Still, it's given me time to think. Things like, if you haven't eaten in years, you might not be human.
Why would you be a threat to them?
I'm what they call a cycle breaker. Once upon a time, I knew how to start the cycle over. And when that happens, everything begins again. Completely new. Obviously, Wilson and the Keepers don't want that to happen.
How did you do it?
Reset the cycle? Turns out the Ink Demon himself is the key. This world is his, but even he must obey its rules. For now, at least. If you can get him to look at something very specific, it will reset everything.
What is it?
It's just a reel of film, labeled with the words, "The End." I can see it in my mind every day. They keep it upstairs in the pit.
I'll see if I can break in and steal it. Maybe, if I reset the cycle, we could make things better for everyone here.
Nope.
And what about you?
I just want to go home.
Audrey,
So do
honey. This is home.
Good luck, Audrey. If you need me again, you know where to find me.
Oh, I don't like that. Don't like this at all. Oh, you're looking at me. Yeah, you're watching me. Okay. Anything I can do in here? I don't think so. Alright, let's see who's in here. Contraband. Security lock. Okay. A pit. Subject 928. Check this one out. Are you worthy? Walk with Are you worthy to walk with angels? Oh no. We know who that is. We know exactly who that is. Alice Angel. Who's missing? Not great. Alright, well. Let's pull the switch. Make a second save slot here. Save slot. There's always hope. Oh, fuck me. Fuck. I hate the jump scare. I hate the fucking jump scares. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did we just stand there? Why did we not try to get away? This game wants us to get caught. But still, why did we not try to get away? Also, Alice was supposed to come rescue us a long time ago, and she just never showed up.
A savior comes at last.
Wilson?
Wilson?
Rest yourself, Audrey. You're still weak. The Keepers can be relentless to strangers. But there's nothing to fear as long as I'm with you. You're safe now.
You did this to me. You
It was
brought me,
Wilson, and why
turned me
is he
into
doing
this
this?
thing. This doesn't make sense. I've never done anything to you.
Open your eyes and look around you. None of this makes sense. Drawn walls, nightmarish creatures, an ancient studio that died out almost 30 years ago. It's all fiction, utter nonsense. And
It's not wrong.
in here, it exists. It breathes. It flourishes. Reality, guided by its master's pen.
ITS, not IT apostrophe S. Wilson, I'm ashamed.
For a new reality, we can bleed into our own.
Uh-oh.
Just think of it. Anything we create in here, we can release out there.
Uh-oh.
But first, this world must be controlled,
Bendy.
made safe.
A little Bendy.
These
Oh, Bendy friend.
things, these angels and demons, are they really life? Or are they just stains? Old mistakes ready to be cleansed away, for newer, greater things.
What do you want from me?
That's a great question. What does he want from her?
Need your help to save my father's life.
What?
This is our start. We'll talk more once we're safely inside.
Who's your father, Wilson?
Stay close. This place isn't as safe as it once was.
Why can I go in here if there's nothing in here? Dynadine's top shoe polish. Old Track 77 is a quiet place these days. Ever since that terrible crash a few years back, people don't like to hang around. Too many strange things keep happening on this platform. Last week, one of the railmen told me they had some reports, some train going through that wasn't on schedule. There were figures standing in the cars, staring through the windows. They never stopped to let no one off, just kept on going straight through. Some say it was Silver Lane Express, the train that crashed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, if the ink world has been bleeding over into the real world, that's a problem.
The demon's evil continues to spread. This world has begun to shudder.
Be quiet.
What did you say?
Nothing. It was nothing.
Almost there. Just a quick stop. Won't take but a moment.
He's not coming with. And contained ink on the holding desk to the right.
The subject will stand in the designated location.
And he killed the ink demon, except he didn't.
Lethal object detected. The subject will submit all weapons for further screening.
Could you stop screaming at me? These are certainly some weapons.
Remain still for examination. The subject is cleared for entry.
pick up my weapon? No? Alright, well. Game doesn't want us to... Oh, hi, Wilson.
Welcome to the civilized world. How do you like my signal towers? They nullify the Ink Demon's powers so he cannot pass them. I wish I could say I invented them, but it seems our friends at the Gent Corporation had a demon problem of their own long ago.
Who is this? What are you? This is so fucked.
And now, my dear, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to prepare. We'll talk later, I promise. Besides, you must be very tired. A quick rest will do you good.
Laid out for you. You'll be dreaming in no time. Wait, Wilson? One more thing. If you needed my help, why didn't you just ask?
Would you have believed me?
Come along, and no more dawdling.
Fair enough.
This way now. Oh, you're here at last. It's so exciting finally having you with us. Now, to give you some bearings, we're currently standing in the south wing. Wilson's laboratory is downstairs, and then there's the north wing.
We don't go in the north wing. I'm guessing. Locked. Can't go in the lab. Okay.
The Ink Demon got in there a while ago, and ever since, we've had to keep the north wing locked down tight. I'm afraid it's fallen into ruins by now. All those juicy, lovely books gone to waste. Only keepers go there these days, and they'll tear you apart limb from limb if Wilson isn't with you. So, mind your distance, and you'll be just fine.
Oh, fuck. The fuck. Game. Game.
It's not very often I have guests.
Calm your
look
tits,
after,
game.
especially one I can actually talk to. Almost everyone here either can't speak or they're completely mad.
Okay, we're gonna go in here.
All right, here we are. Best room in the house.
No, we already went down there. Thank you, Betty.
You should see where I sleep. Ugh. But this room,
What
just
are you,
perfect.
Betty?
I saw to every detail. Bed is clean. The bathroom is on the left. Sorry about the stains. I did try my best to get them out.
We're sleeping draft, pinch of salt, cocoa powder, chamomile, soybeans, Gilson. Mix everything in a glass and then drink with exactly 3 sips of water. What, Mug and the maiden. So more. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a mug of cheese, but it was not an ordinary mug of cheese as you would find in any home or kitchen of the age. And this mug of cheese was a distant descendant of one of the 3 grand flagon kings, the same kings who had charged on horseback to defend the capital city during the unforgivable conquests of the previous century. To which of these flagon kings he hailed from, the mug was unsure, But still there was honor and courage in his heart. His family line heralded of deeds long past that had forever changed the course of stoop history. Did he have a name? Of course, all mugs of cheese have names. This is common knowledge, just as every fruit bat is really named Stanley. Mug of cheese was named Richter the Cracked. What a name, I can hear you say. Cracked indeed, this mug of cheese bears no damage that I can see. Fall silent, you small-minded bass, for therein lies our intriguing story. Let's begin at the beginning. It was a hot winter day in the forest, one of those days where everything is dull brown. The lake was still, the birds had shut up, and the trees were but sticks in the overcast sky. Save for a lone pine that skimmed the clouds above like a painter's brush. It was on this day that Mr. Darble Mouse was in a hurry. He had just been named as Vermin of the Year by the Society brethren that lived under the old church, and it was customary for the honoree to bring fine port wine cheese to the ceremony. There were only hours to locate some of the precious cuisine. Fortunately, Mr. Darble Mouse knew exactly where to find it, the dark cellar below the governor's castle. But unfortunately, as he approached the loose plank of wood in the old wall, he failed to realize that the heavy rains that had come during the night had passed moisture into the plank, making it far heavier than usual. Thus, when he pushed the plank with all his might, it lifted just enough to push his body only halfway through. But his strength just couldn't contend with the weight of the plank, and his arms failed. The plank snapped back down, crushing him flat. After all, this story is not about Mr. Darble Mouse, or had you forgotten the mug of cheese already? I can see how you might connect the two. Mr. Darble Mouse was, after all, looking for cheese, and we were talking about a mug of cheese just before. Sadly, I must inform you that there is no relation between Richter the Cracked and the rodent who is now nothing more than smushed guts inside the wall. Except that there is, for it was the death of Mr. Darble Mouse that started all the trouble. You see, when things die, they tend to smell, and that's just what Mr. Darble Mouse did. But that's not all. His body, pinned between the outside and inside of the wood wall, had made a perfect passage for the hot winter wind. The wind therefore carried the stench of his decaying mouse carcass deeper into the governor's home. Like a snaking, twisting wisp of terror, the smell settled into a little tavern near the courtyard of the castle. Here, soldiers would spend many long hours when there was no bloodlust to soothe the battle. Strong ales and red meats filled the menu from back to front at this rustic, medieval, greasy spoon. Mostly the customers came to look upon the barmaiden, Maxine, who was actually named Rita. Rita was by far the best-looking creature in all the governor's county. There was a beautiful deer woman just over the hill, but no one knew that. By day, Rita scrubbed her tavern so clean you could eat off of it, which was fortunate, as it was a place you would indeed be eating, since it was a tavern. By night, she served her customers with charmed grace, but mostly with drinks. Did I mention that Rita was married? Well, I am mentioning it now. Rita was married. Her husband's name was James. He didn't do much, until he died. Smell of Mr. Darble Mouse knocked him flat, and that, my friends, was that. Oh dear, this story has barely begun, and already we've killed 2 major characters. Needless to say, Rita was deeply distressed by the whole thing, but 20 or so minutes later she realized she couldn't mourn forever and went to buy some cheese. Ah, yes, don't worry, dear reader. This time the mention of cheese will probably guide us to something guide us to meeting our focal hero of the tale. Also, this is a good time to start a new chapter. Oh my god.